Hello, I'm back again. For part 2 of this video, I'll be discussing the original trilogy of the Star Wars saga. So, next up then, we've got, of course, the classic A New Hope. First one that came out, 1977. I watched it again the other day, well, Monday actually, and yeah, it stands up even today. It's just, you can see a lot of films nowadays are still influenced by this. It's everything about the characters, the story, the atmosphere of it. It's definitely, it stood the test of time. It's definitely had its impact on cinema, especially science fiction. Everything about this film is just timeless. Alec Guinness there, of course, was magnificent as Obi-Wan. Sorry. The original cast, of course, Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, just very well cast and terrifically acted as well. It's also watching it again, because I watched it when I was young, and I liked it then. But watching it again now, I hadn't seen it for a few years. I don't know. There's just something quite warm about it. I don't know if that sounds a bit odd, but it's a nice sort of. That does sound a bit odd, doesn't it? I don't know. It's just sort of a nice. It's just a fun, nice film to watch. You feel comfortable watching it. You can just sit there and it just sort of. I don't know. I really don't know how to explain it. It's just one of those classic films that you can watch, and it doesn't make it. I mean, it doesn't make you think too much. You could just enjoy it for what it is, and it's just timeless, really. I hope that made sense. Probably didn't, but oh well. Moving on then. Let's go. Empire Strikes Back. Many people think this was the best of the Star Wars films. I'd probably say it was. I think it's on a par with A New Hope, personally. You've got, I mean, when I watched this for the first time when I was younger, I knew what the twist was at the end. So, even, I mean, it was still not quite a good thing to see, but I'd imagine if I'd seen this when it came out originally, without knowing anything about the twist at the end of this film, I'd probably rank it. I'd probably say it was better than A New Hope. But knowing what was coming at the end, expecting it, I was ready for it. I mean, I still liked it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's a fantastic film, but I know what happened. Yeah. I mean, knowing what happens at the end is always it softens the blow, if you know what I mean. But not to say it wasn't. It was incredibly well done, well handled. The story flows along at a fantastic pace. You never get bored watching this film, which is something that could be said for some of the prequels. It just flows along. You get a lot of good character development in this. You often get, especially nowadays, sequels where films just repeat the same formula from the first film. This is definitely not that. The characters get developed well. You get the development between the relationship between Han and I'm having trouble pronouncing their names. Han and Leia, and also you get Luke's training from Yoda, and they all really do develop as characters. And by the end of this film, they've been through some stuff. They've not had a good time of it by the end of this film, but it does set it up very, very nicely for the final part of this franchise, which I'm going to go on to now. Well, it is the final one at the moment. Of course, we've got more to come at Christmas. Return of the Jedi. Again, I really do love this film. I'd say that, again, the ending of this film is definitely the best part for me. The final battle between Luke and Darth Vader and the Emperor. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's as good as the first two, but I'd say it is definitely it's a very good science fiction film, and it was a good way to end the original Star Wars trilogy. It ended it all very nicely, and again, it wasn't boring. It flowed along nicely. The characters, I would say, the characters weren't developed as much as they were in Empire Strikes Back, but it was there's still a lot of interesting turns for the plot, and yeah, it was a nice way to end the original trilogy, I think. So that's I think that's basically it now then. That was my sort of review of the Star Wars Saga. I hope you enjoyed this video. I didn't plan it at all, so sorry if it was a bit muddled, but I just literally just sort of thought I might as well make a video. So I hope you enjoyed it, and as I said, I'll be back when I'm back, when I feel like it. So until that day, goodbye, and this is going to sound very cheesy, but may the Force be with you. That was very cheesy.